Assassin's Creed Mirage is out this week, and it's taken the franchise back to its roots.
But is that the future of the franchise?
Let's talk about it. Assassin's Creed Mirage is out this week, and it has taken the franchise back to its core tenets from, back in 2007. So we've got the social stealth, emphasis on parkour, less emphasis on actual combat. And the scores this week have been a little all over the place. We obviously gave it a 6 out of 10. Read Jordan Ramey's excellent review on GameSpot or watch the video. I've seen some places go as high as 9s. Assassin's Creed has been around for 15 years at this point.
Yeah.
Kind of started off at this kind of smaller scale and then gradually got bigger. It was a big open world RPG for a bit, and now they've scaled it back. So we thought we'd talk about what the future of the franchise could possibly look like at this point. What are your overall opinions on Assassin's Creed Mirage?
It is everything I want from an Assassin's Creed on paper, but its execution feels cynical and more to kind of help with release cadence than actually to try and create a new pathway for the franchise. It started off as DLC for Valhalla. That is what that game very much feels like. They took the DLC and they tried to expand it a bit more and slot it in between now and whatever the next Assassin's Creed is, which presumably comes out next year at some point. I don't want to tear down the work of the developers because it's clearly the circumstances around it resulted in what it actually is, but it's the worst form of what I wanted, which is it took the existing blocks of the games that they have released and just kind of reshuffled them and created something smaller. The example of that is they said it's going to be a back to basics stealth game, right? And everything in the game pushes you to try and do stealth. The AI is awful. It's stupid to like a degree which is hilarious. So I can't tell you how many piles of enemies I've put around Baghdad in the time that I was there.
Assassin's Creed Mirage's AI is so dumb. How dumb is it?
How dumb is it, Lucy?
Removes any joy I get from like the feeling that I've done something, because I know that I can whistle. 2 of them will get alerted. Only one of them will come over. He'll look at me, kill his mate, go back to normal, and then I'll whistle and he'll come over and kill him.
It feels like AI for a game where stealth is not the main focus, combat is. So the AI is designed to rush at you and try and fight you, which is exactly what they do in Valhalla, in Odyssey, and in Origins, which aren't stealth games. So this is the AI from action games applied to a stealth format, and it does not work.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like characterization and story and narrative. This is the first time they've gone back to the Middle Eastern roots of the franchise, which is frustrating for me because I love the setting. I love what they talk about. And they're set during the Islamic Golden Age, which is close, near and dear to my heart as someone who's Muslim and has got a very in-depth understanding about what that period of time gave the world. Algebra, medicine, surgery, optics, astrology,
the little
things,
not tool tips, but like they've done little history lessons instead of tool tips
and
on the
if
menus.
you read
really
that,
like
you
that.
see how influential the Islamic culture
I
and
had
Muslim
no
culture
idea.
is. Like, not being rude, but like we gave you all the shit that you take for granted these days. But like no one knows that because it's marginalized, minimized, and put to the side. What we expected when they told us and what they led us to believe, instead of a broad game, it will be a deep game. Except it's not that at all. Problem we have with Assassin's Creed right now is it tells a story in service of setting up another story that it can tell, and it has no value beyond its own world. The entire existence of Basim and that story that it tells in Mirage is just so you can get some origin context for the next game. It is completely disposable. I'm going to also say something controversial, which and I say this as someone who I think the parkour is done now. And even if it's good right now, if you think it's actually the best it has been, which some people do believe, I don't think it's a unique selling point anymore. In a world where Hitman exists, I feel like Assassin's Creed is currently just doing the least. What does this mean for the future of Assassin's Creed? What it means is, I think they have the potential to create 2 branches of Assassin's Creed. What I do love is that it was short and sweet.
Yes.
Like that, I did not enjoy the experience for the most part, but I finished it.
Yeah.
And that's something we haven't done in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. I'm so intrigued just to see how Infinity ties everything together, because if that is the housing the Animus stuff, and each game, like Hex, whatever, is just, that is your fun romp through history, That's what I want.
I think those bigger Witcher Envy games are...
Witcher Envy is a great phrase.
They are too successful for them to be abandoned. I think that's going to be the template going forward. The thing that I don't want to happen, and if there's anyone from Ubisoft listening, watching, smaller, more focused game is the right idea. That is good. The problem is you need to give the team the ability, time, resources to make good on the depth versus breadth part of it. Because right now what Mirage is those big games with stuff stripped out until it can be connected together and form something smaller. I really hope that there is a second branch of shorter, sweeter Assassin's Creed games, a little more closer to stuff like Hitman, stuff like Dishonored, whatever, actual stealth, good AI, and then it's got that history element to it, and like take some risks with storytelling there. It feels like such a good way to have a like side branch of experimentation and interesting new things that then fold back into the bigger games. But for some reason I just think like this is going to be one of those, and maybe I'm being cynical, but I feel like this is going to be one of those situations where Ubisoft execs look at it and go, didn't work, we're never doing that again. But that'll be the worst case scenario. Whether we like it or not, Assassin's Creed is not going away. But I feel like it's really testing patience as a franchise right now.
That's our thoughts on Assassin's Creed Mirage and where the franchise should go next. What are yours? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. You can find me on Twitter at LucyJamesGames.
I'm at Tamoor H.
And we'll see you next time. Which won't be next week because we're away.
We are away indeed.
We're away. Sorry.
Yep.
We'll see you the week after that. Love you. Bye.